innovative content, global audience.
Good evening to you from our SRTV studio here in London, and it is Meet the Author. Of course, like I will always say on this show, there are books, and of course, there are books. And a look at the Nigerian political sector for a while now, or let's say the electoral system. Following the previous election up to the very last one, we've been seeing aggrieved people. And up west down to one thing. What is it that our INEC or the Electoral Act or the system is not getting right? And how can we get it right? Now, today I have a great author with me here, a renowned book writer who has deemed it fit, who has the interest of Nigeria at heart, and has said, oh, I think there is something we can do because this has been the question over the years. What can be done? What are we not doing right? And how can we get it right? And of course, on his book, he has outlined measures what to do to get the Nigeria electoral system active once and for all, for the good of all, and of course, for the happiness of every common Nigerian as well. Good evening, I'm Princess Kessy, and this is SRTV Studio here in London Live. I have with me already on the show, like I did say, a very great book author this evening. He is no other than Luther Ismaila. He's joining me all the way from the US. Good morning, good evening, rather, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you today?
Good, very good.
Yes, sir. They look at the Nigerian electoral system over the years, up to now, people are, even from past election of 20, 15 years ago, people are still aggrieved.
Yes.
And they feel like there is something that we are not getting right. But what inspired you to start up with this book, and where did that inspiration come from?
As you said it, you said it all right. I love Nigeria. I love Nigeria very much. Even though I live in the United States, I'm an American. I'm a Nigerian. I'm also a Canadian, but I love Nigeria. One of the things we haven't done right in Nigeria is to have credible election. Um, Killings, whether it's kidnapping, is because we don't have the right election. When we have the right election, we can hold our politician responsible. We can hold them. We can explain. We can let's say, hey, you are the governor, you are the president. You're not doing it what you're supposed to do right. That is why Nigeria is in chaos. I'm saying that if we have good election, Nigeria will become a very, very peaceful country that I used to know before I left that country. Now, the reason I wrote this book, the title of the book is Audacity of Nigerian Greatness Through Credible Election. When you have credible election, INEC, I'm saying that INEC must be able to give us credible election because there's a lot of technologies out there INEC can use to give us credible election where nobody can rig it, nobody can manipulate it. For example, INEC was given almost 400 million naira to give us an election in February of 2023. Now, INEC was asked to do three things. It was asked to register voters, conduct election, then the third one, transmit the result to the iCloud so Nigerian people can see it. These are the easiest three things that anybody who has experience can do. How do I know? I've been doing it for the United States government. I've done this. I know I'm in computer science. First of all, Nigerian people should talk to their senators so that just the president should not be the one who elect the next INEC chairman. It should the senators and the House of Representatives should have a say in who is the next INEC chairman. Because if you select somebody, call him Professor Mahmoud, who doesn't know nothing. The last time I checked, I've never seen a professor who's a millionaire. They're usually just a teacher. This Mahmoud doesn't know what he's doing because he promised Nigeria he's going to do those three things and he failed totally. When you use technology the right way, nobody can rig it. Nobody can rig the election. Nobody can manipulate it. Nigerian people will be able to get what they deserve. That is the reason why I wrote the book. I'm writing the book. And I intend to go to Nigeria. I already talked to some of the people on Nigerian television. They're going to showcase me too so Nigerian people can really, really understand what I'm saying. The technology are there today for Mahmoud to give us what we want so that you don't conduct an election maybe almost 6 months after the election. Every Nigerian is still very, very upset. Why are we upset? Why is it our election different from the election that is held in UK, in the United States, and every other advanced country? Because they utilize the right technology to do that. You can do those three things. You can register people. You can conduct election peacefully. You can transmit the election. In most cases, you don't people don't even need to go line up to vote. They can vote from their home. They can vote from their office. You don't even need to go out. You can do it right from your house. If you want to go out and vote, it's up to you. That is the reason why I wrote the book, because those are the things we do in the United States.
Okay, I know you did talk about, the lapses we've been seeing so far over the years, talking about the electoral process, and take us to what more should we be expecting from this book now, apart from electoral process you talked about and the way to resolve these issues we have been seeing over the years. Is there something else we should be looking forward to from this
Yes,
book?
first of all, I'm making the case that okay, just let me say that I'm making the case that when you provide credible election and nobody can rig it, those politicians who won, eventually they will have no choice because they cannot rig it. They'll have no choice for them to now do what the American politicians do. They will now have a lot of respect for Nigerian people. And they will also depends on telling Nigerians or doing their homework. For example, if you say you're going to build road, if you say you're going to provide jobs after the election and you don't provide it, Nigerian people should be able to vote you out. The way it is today, when a governor or a president do something wrong, we cannot vote him out because they always know they can rig the election. So there's three things Professor Mahmoud Yakubu was asked to do: register people. How do you register people? There are technology that you can use to register people. So when these people come back to vote, you know they are the same person who registered initially. In my book, I identify 7 different ways you can register people when they come out to vote. I mean to register. There's 7 different ways. For example, identification. There's 7 different identification you can use to say if your name is Kessy, you come back to you come in to register. The next time you come in to vote, we know it's the same Kessy that we registered last year. That technology is going to be in my book. Two, we're going to create a platform where everybody can simply vote. I use a cliche here. I call it election ATM machine. INEC must create an election ATM machine. Everybody know that ATM machine works everywhere you go. If you don't have money in your ATM machine, if you go in there to collect money, the machine will not give you any money. So secondly, INEC must create an election ATM machine. Then third, when the election is done, INEC has only 1 hour after the poll close to transmit the election to the cloud. 1 hour. So you're doing those three things. You have the technology to register people, You conduct free and fair election by using election ATM machine that you create. Third, you transmit this result to the cloud immediately. Those are the main three things that my book is going to talk about. First, I'm going to talk about when election is credible. For example, it took us almost 6 months. We're still in court. At the end of the day, the Nigerian people did not decide who won the election. It's the lawyers, it's the Supreme Court, whoever they are, that decide who's the. That is not how it works. The people of Nigeria have to be the one to decide who is the governor, who is the president, who is the senator, not the lawyers. Lawyers don't know anything. They have no idea how the election was conducted. So those are the things. Nigerian people have to choose who's their leaders, so those leaders will be responsible. If they don't do the right thing, those Nigerian people will be able to vote them out every 4 years. 4 years. Then INEC need to create an election platform. I call it election ATM machine. If you have an election ATM machine, nobody can rig it. Not even the chairman of INEC can rig it. That is two. Number three, transmit the result to the iCloud. iCloud that Mahmoud is talking about, he did a good job by setting up a cloud posture to be able to send the result to the cloud. What's stopping? Why couldn't he do that? He did that during governors. Most of them do that during presidency. So today, Nigerian people are very, very upset, and I feel bad myself. And I'm saying, what this guy is supposed to do that he cannot do is very simple. He could have just done it. So we need to have
Sir, you did talked about the lawyers that electoral issues shouldn't be taken to the court
yeah,
because they are not they should not be the one actually deciding on electoral cases or issues. But
yes,
sir, the courts will only work by what evidence are made available to them, and is a case of two people having an argument or saying I got this, you got that, and of course we need a body to resolve that. I understand what you're saying, and now let's talk about your ATM machine for voting, sir. In a country like Nigeria where we are still dealing with issues with the ATM machine you did talked about. Sometimes you go, you're not able to withdraw, even if you have the cash. Sometimes it is your card, it is your PIN, and all of a sudden the thing takes in your card, and the card is gone. Because of these issues we've been seeing so far, we know that the Nigerian banking system, all these are computerization or whatever is not very grounded yet in Nigeria. How sure are you that this will even work if
okay.
implemented in the Nigerian electoral system?
Okay. The reason those bank machines and the banks are not working is because they have the wrong technology people. Now, all I know, I live in Canada and the United States. I've never been to a machine that doesn't work. When I left Nigeria almost 40 years ago, telephones doesn't work because at that time it was the wrong people who were handling Nigerian telephone system. Today we have 100 million people carrying telephones in Nigeria. This technology doesn't care where you take them to. As long as you do it right, it's gonna work. That's what I can say. Now, I can tell you, I'm a computer scientist. I have a master's in computer science. I've been doing this for agency in the United States. If if I'm part of the INEC, I can simply give them the the process for them to make the election ATM machine work. For the money that was given to Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, almost 400 million naira, that is enough to do what I'm just talking about. Because what I'm just saying we should do is not a big deal. ATM machine has been developed already. ATM machine worked everywhere already, at least in the Western world. So if we're gonna do an election ATM machine, I'm going to look at my developers in the face and I'm going to say, this has to work because my stake is on it. If it doesn't work, I'm going to make Nigerian people let me crawl on my knee from Abuja to my state because it's going to work. It has to work because 2 plus 2 anywhere in the world is 4. Whether it's in Nigeria or in Japan or India, 2 plus 2 is 4. If you adopt scientific way to create the election machine that I'm talking about, there's no reason why it wouldn't work. Somebody was asking me that in Nigeria we don't have enough electricity. So if you do an ATM machine, election ATM machine, how are you going to power it? That's very simple because we now know that train system is a big deal. And the Lagos state government has just created train system and it has blue line, yellow line. None of those things is using NEPA. So if I'm creating my election ATM machine, not my election ATM machine will never, never, never use NEPA. Is going to use a private electricity that I'm going to create along the ATM machine. So it never goes down, it's always there and ready for election.
How difficult it has been for Nigeria as a nation, and of
Yeah.
course the electoral system to come up with tangible election for the years. How difficult it is for making your research, putting all this together, everything about the book.
Well, it's a lot of work, but what makes it easy for me is that I am a technology program manager for the United States Postal Service. I am the one, okay, in the US during COVID-19, the last election when there's COVID, most Americans didn't go out there to vote because they were afraid of COVID and they voted by mail. It's my job to do what we call collation. We collate all the votes because in the United States, we don't have INEC, just like in Nigeria, we have INEC. In the United States, every state conduct their own election because each state is like a country in the United States. Each state conduct their election. So most Americans voted by mail. It's my responsibility to collect all this, collect it, count it, find out what state belong to where, and send it to individual states. It's a lot of work. I had almost 100 people working for me to get this thing done, including the election that Donald Trump said he didn't lose. We know he lost. Okay. We know he lost. He didn't win the election. So in my book, I make mention and references to all of the stuff Donald Trump said, including when he's calling the state of Georgia, asking the election guy there to give him 1,970 votes that he needs for him to beat Joe Biden. So the question is, why is election easily rigged in Nigeria and it's now rigged in the United States? It's now rigging. I don't think it's rigging UK. I don't live in the UK. So the reason is that they use the right technology. To use the right technology, Kessy, you have to start with the right INEC chairman that understand what is technology. Because Mahmoud Yakubu is a professor teaching economics. I don't know what he's teaching at the university. He doesn't know technology. He doesn't know big data. He doesn't have no idea how to do this. Technology can, if you create the right technology for one, it will be working for 100 years. It will not change. So the reason we're having all those problems in Nigeria is because we've been having the wrong people to manage the technology.
Audacity of Nigerian greatness through credible election. Um,
Platform, true credible election platform. Yes.
yes, audacity of Nigerian greatness through credible election platforms. Now, what is the significance of these titles, sir?
Okay, good, good. Audacity, I'm just saying, okay, in my book, you're going to see the meaning of audacity. Audacity is that Nigeria is a unique country. God has, okay, there's a reason. I'm just reading some business plan that somebody sent to me from Nigeria to help him look at it. The plan shows that just in my state alone, in my state, Kogi State alone, there's over 4,200 mineral resources, including ruthenium. Remember, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, he was in Nigeria because he wanted to set up a business so him to extract ruthenium because his business is about battery, and ruthenium is the one that power batteries, all kind of batteries. And Nigerian government said no to him. Now, here's what I'm saying. Nigeria is a very unique country with almost 300 tribal group, everybody speaking different languages. And in the United States, there's 37% of Nigeria hold a PhD. Almost any Nigerian that I know in the United States have a degree. I don't never run into a Nigerian in the United States that don't have a degree. Nigeria is a very unique country. So I want to tell you, the most educated immigrants in the United States is Nigerian. The most educated immigrants in the anybody, you can check it out, they're Nigerian. So I'm not saying the most educated immigrant is Cameroonian, Togo, or South Africa. I'm saying Nigeria. Nigeria is very, very unique. Why are we not doing well back home? The title of the book, Audacity, means that Nigeria has so much going on for them if we can just get it right. Because if Nigeria is great, the rest of Africa will be great.
Be great.
Nigeria will influence the rest of Africa. That's what audacity means. Audacity to make Nigeria great. Somebody, a man or a woman, just get somewhere and say, wow, we're gonna make this Nigeria great. How can a dollar be almost 1,200 naira? What is that? So that means we've been doing the wrong thing. Everything that we've been doing in Nigeria starts from election. If we vote the right people, if my grandmother and my grandfather know he doesn't have to vote for Yahaya Bello in Kogi State, if she knows she can vote anyone and nothing will happen, the technology is there to do exactly what she wants. Today, the governor of the state will almost want to kill you if you know you're against him. With technology, my grandmother and my grandfather can vote for whoever they want to. Any Nigerian should be able to look the politician in the face and say, I'm not voting for you. There's nothing you can do. The technology is there to allow Nigerians to decide. This is what my book is all about.
It's all about
audacity. Great.
Well, viewers, this is Meet the Author, and of course, I'm still here with Luther, and we know that he's putting a book together, something about the electoral issues we are having. We've been seeing the recurrence of failures of INEC over the years. Now we'll go on a quick break. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. After this break, we'll still be here with our great author.
Are you a filmmaker in Abuja and its environ? Do you need a place for your music video, or you need a venue for your conference and even an editing suite for your post-production? Look no further. Our beautiful turret in Lokugoma has it all. We have a whole floor that consists of 3-angle lounge, a beautiful dining area, a large kitchen, a conference area that can comfortably accommodate 60 persons, and 5-bedroom adaptable for all kind of shoots. The good news is all is available at affordable price. And you know what? If you are a member of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, you have 20% discount. So what are you waiting for? Hurry and contact us on the numbers on your screen now.
viewers, you're welcome back from that quick break. This is me, the author, and of course, today is all about the Nigeria electoral process, all the failures we have been having, and the way forward. And this is a Nigeria based in the US who has taken it upon himself to liberate us from that place. I think we're still there. INEC has refused to lift up from, do something about it. Over the years, we have been crying. There is no election in Nigeria that people do not have grievances. And of course, not because politicians just want to make trouble, but even Nigerians are witnesses that some of these election processes are not working. Now, a case study of the last election where we saw the INEC chairman did, tell us that he told us way back that they were ready for that general election. Even a case study of this upcoming election on Saturday, INEC said yesterday that they are 95% ready. But we know, like we are saying a bad prayer, but we know that because we are used to them. Talk is cheap, and we do not buy talk. We want results. We want to see action, and then we just hope that with our discussions today and this book being put together, we will find a lasting solution to that election process issues we have been having over the years. Sir, I was going to ask you before the break.
Okay.
You know that Nigeria is a country where it's been I feel like a few of the elites are holding Nigeria to a standstill. That is my belief. And now we know that your initiative, this plan, is something that will work perfectly or close to perfect.
Yes.
But how sure are you that they will allow you to even bring in this initiative, knowing fully well that with something like this they won't be able to rig or do the dubious things they used to do or they are doing?
Okay. So that's why we're doing this. I need Nigerian people's help. Nigerian people need to help us to help ourselves. We need to talk. Everybody need to talk to their senators and their House of Representatives. Today, the way it is only the president that select the INEC chairman. That law should change. We have an American system in Nigeria. American system, it can change anytime. The senators should change the selection of INEC chairman. It should be the senators and the House of Representatives, they should be involved. They should interview who is the president going to select so that we have the right person to run. It's not just me. Listen, there's a lot of Nigerians that work for Microsoft, that work for IBM. There are a lot of Nigerians, computer science people who are excellent. You hear me? We need to have the right people to manage INEC. That is the first thing we need to do. If you have an angry man like me managing INEC, everything is going to work because I'm not trying to make money out of it. I just want to live in Nigeria my grandchildren can be proud of. That's all I want to do. Now, that's the first thing you do. You find the right. How do you just pick up a professor from nowhere to come and run the largest black election of the largest black nation in the world? You can't do that. You need people who have experience. Why am I talking this? Why am I saying this? Because I have experience. I've done it 8 years in a row already. So everything that I'm talking about is what I've done. I'm writing what I've done. It's not somebody's telling me how this is done. So, for example, he say he's going to transmit the election, he's going to do IREV, he's going to do registration. Okay, the last election, almost over 90 million people registered to vote. Guess how many people voted at the end? Less than 30 million people. In a country of 200 million people, 90 million people registered to vote. Only if you add the election of all the presidency, if you add it together, the total people who voted for them is only 30 million. That is not good. Why, meanwhile, we have Nigerians that can get this job done? The next thing I want to tell you is Mahmoud Yakubu was given 400 million naira to conduct the election. 400 million naira. And I hope the senators investigate him one day. In America, we say, follow the money. Follow the money. When you follow the money, you'll be able to understand the reason why he did what he did. Now, okay, so if we can get the senators and the House of Representatives to select the right people, the right person who can get this thing done, if we can get the deployment of this the deployment of the election ATM machine, it will be in phases. Phase one, we use it to do the first election. Phase two, we're gonna introduce what is called AI. Artificial intelligence is out there, and I don't know about UK, it's in the United States everywhere. We can adopt artificial intelligence. And guess what? Nigerians in diaspora, they will be able to vote. They'll
Votes.
vote from their computer. They vote from their phone in their country, wherever country they are. As long as you can register and we know who you are, that you are a Nigerian, you can vote. Those are the things, the other things that I need to just.
But how optimistic are you that this will work for us as a country? Uh,
Okay,
well, why do you think this will be impactful on us as a nation?
okay. It will work because I am talking from experience. It's like if I know how to drive and I'm about to drive, I came to London, I'm about to drive your car, and you asked me, oh, how sure do you know?
And don't forget also, sir, that when the issue of IRAF came on board, people felt with this we would have solved every issue of electoral process,
That
electoral
is
issues,
that
and
is
then we're back at where we're coming from at
that
that.
is that is what I mean by the senators and the House of Representatives have to get involved, because think about it. Tinubu was almost embarrassed in this election. Why would he not choose his friend the next time to be INEC chairman? Somebody, one of the guys from Lagos, to be the INEC chairman. So senators and the House of Representatives have to get involved and help Nigeria and save Nigeria. Let me also say this. There's something that politicians are doing in Nigeria today. They have weaponized hunger. Weaponized hunger. Everybody is hungry. The only way to revert Nigeria back to where we had it before you and I left Nigeria is election, the credible election, in which politicians now respect Nigerian people. Now, if you come to see me in the United States right now, and we saw a senator just walking past my house, if the senator look at you the wrong way, you can ask him, Mr. Man, why are you looking at me like that? Because you're not afraid of him. In America, we're not afraid of our politician. People have the power. I'm sure in the UK too. In Nigeria, we have to return power back to the people, not the politician. Today, politicians think they have all the power. After all, why would they fix the road when they can just rig the next election? So you were telling me in the conversation we had earlier in the morning, we were talking about Imo State. There's an election going on Saturday,
Yes, there's
and
an
everybody is scared. The reason they're scared because they didn't have what I was just talking about. If we have those three technologies in place, you don't even need to go out to vote. You vote on your phone. You vote on your phone. So now there will be no fighting, there will be no killing, because it's the machine that will decide that you are ready to vote. It's the machine who will look at you maybe with your fingerprint or eye print or whatever is the identification we're using. The machine said, "Oh yeah, you are Kessy. You registered last month. You registered to vote last month. No, you can vote right now." It's a machine that does that, because machine can do so many things human being can do as long as you put the right program into the machine. ATM machine works. If it works in UK, it works in the United States. There's no reason why it shouldn't work in Nigeria, because 40 years ago, telephones doesn't work. I remember calling my sister from the airport when I was living to Canada. The telephone did not work. Why is it working now? What did any voodoo man come to Nigeria and make telephone work? No, because the people who deploy telephone, they use science, because 2 plus 2 is 4 anywhere in the world. It's not just in Nigeria.
And there's research coming up with a book really where that Nigeria it's a great nation, and we the electoral process has been up and doing somehow. Now,
Yes,
sir, what would be the great? I know you're still the book is still in process, but
yes.
what would be some of the lessons you've learned, or surprising or shocking to you, what you've come to realize, or what you've been exposed to during the course of putting these materials together?
Okay. Um, it's a lot of work. You have to write, and you have to be a top writer. You have to be excellent writer, and you have, before you go to the publishing, you have to pay for the publishing. It costs money. You have to love Nigeria to be able to do all that. That's one. Then number two, having been involved in American election, and the at least two elections before Trump, election before Trump, and this second election, I have already understand what are the things that I need to do, and I've been following Nigerians election issues as well. For example, when Professor Mahmoud went to London at the Chatham House, he basically lied to Nigeria. He said he's going to be able to do A, B, C, D. Guess what? He only did A, B. He didn't do C. Now we went to court, and the court said, "Oh, the senators didn't say, the law didn't say he has to transmit it." But why did you tell Nigeria you're going to transmit the result
Immediately.
immediately? So in my book, the election, if election is held today in Nigeria, we every Nigerian will know what when the election closed, because Nigeria only have one time zone. In the United States, we have 5 time zones. For example, the time in California right now is not the same time that I have in DC. Nigeria only have one time zone. If the election closes by 8 o'clock, it closes everywhere. First of all, the machine will shut itself off.
Shut down.
The machine will shut itself off by 8 o'clock. All you have to do, if you're the resident officer in your state or local government, is you have 1 hour to transmit the result to the iCloud. 1 hour. After 1 hour, the election is no good. It's no longer good. It has to be repeated. So most what I'm writing in my book, the senators, the House of Representatives, they have to give it power. They have to make new laws, because the electoral laws we have, we just can see that it's not good enough. I was talking to one Nigerian lawyer, very excellent lawyer. It's a son, Olise Agbaba. I'm trying to say his last name, Olise Ababako or something like that. I'm trying to say his last name. He's one of our top lawyers in Nigeria. He said something, and I watched the TV conversation on Arise Television. He said INEC should be unbundled. Unbundled. I use that topic, and I'm trying to write a topic, unbundle INEC. The people who are going to register the voters, let them be different from the people who are going to conduct the election.
The elections.
The people who are going to transmit to the iCloud, let them be different from the people who are going to register, who are going to conduct the election. All these people may be under one leader, or be under multiple leaders. Each person have to have enough time to do their own assignment before the next person take over. This is what Olise was saying on Arise Television. And I'm planning to write a page on unbundling INEC on that. That's the title that he used. He said you have to unbundle INEC. Seriously, Nigerian people have to be the one that decide their leaders, not the lawyers, not the Supreme Court.
We
My
understand, but that also take us back or boils down to the Electoral Act as well. Uh,
yes,
Yes, it takes out to the Electoral Act when there were laws guiding everything we do, and I love the fact that you said maybe the Senate should look at amending some of these laws as they are no longer working, or they are not effective, they are not
Yes.
impactful on the people,
Yes.
and the nation as well. Now, sir, we know that the book is still in preparation. You said you're going to wrap up by March next year.
Yeah.
But how long have you come so far?
I can say I'm almost 60%, almost done. 60% almost done. And it's gonna be at least 200 pages of materials that all I'm doing, my really aim for doing this, I may not be the one to do this. All I'm trying to do is let young Nigerian people know that this thing is possible. Okay. Let up the guys who go into computer science school know this is possible. This is doable because I just wrote it down. I said, I've done this. This is doable. So it can be done. So essentially, but in March 2024, I should be finished. I should somebody else will do the editing. When the editing is done, it's a Nigerian who will be doing the editing. The guy is in Ohio. He'll be doing the editing. When he's done, we'll package it and send it to the publisher, and the publisher print. Again, this is not for making money. I
Yeah,
don't
you,
want anyone
you
selling the book.
say that it's not for making money, but that is you in Nigeria doing your quota to make sure that we take Nigeria from the place we are, and of course, take Nigeria to the next level. Now,
Yes.
sir, we know that you talked about the youth as well. We know that we, the youth these days, we find it very difficult to read, especially books that are very, very big. You know the saying that if you want to hide something from an African, you can keep it inside the book, and they will not that thing will not be seen. Now, how do you intend to carry the youth along with this very good plan of yours and your initiative? Because the youth, once they key into this, I think that they will be making headway.
Well, that's a good question you just asked. For one thing, I know Nigerian people are very smart. Okay, they know the Nigerian people read. I think again, maybe because I'm a Nigerian. Out of the African country, Nigerian people are really, really, really sharp, whether they're at home or they're here. One of the things that one lawyer asked me the same similar question in New York is, maybe Luther, can we turn this into a play? Can your book be turned into a play so somebody can there's a lot of playwright people in Nigeria. Can they turn it into a play so everybody can understand what you are saying, what you're asking us to do? Yeah, I said I was shocked when he said that, and I'm like, I'm sure he could, but I hope somebody else will take where I am now, take it for where I stopped, and move it on and turn it into a play. Because I'm not good at play. I'm a computer science guy. I don't really know nothing about play. So this guy in Manhattan, New York, was asking me if this book can be turned into a play, so there can be a movie about it. And I said, that's good, but I'm really not good about that. I don't know about
But
movies.
funny enough, if you can write, you can play your art as well. That is just my thinking.
That's true. But guess what? I guess I'm writing what I've done. Okay. That's what makes it easy for me. I'm okay. I just told you about if you want to register to vote. I have a cousin of mine, Sanusi, he's a politician in Kogi State. He came to the US not too long ago. Then he was asking me, how would you he asked me about ID. It's in the US when he was driving with me, the police stopped me and asked for my ID, and I gave the police an ID. And the ID just looked at it and said, oh, okay. He said, Luther, how are you gonna? I said, look, the Nigerian case, we don't have to do it like the US. Listen, your ID is you, a human being,
Your
because it
identity.
doesn't matter how your daughter look like you. Your fingerprint is not the same. It doesn't matter how your daughter or your son look like you. Your facial look is not you. It doesn't. There's 11 ID that I identify in my book that can be utilized. Guess what? The technology to do those IDs are there already. We're already using it in the United States. It's already there. Now, there's something called artificial intelligence that I'm going to introduce in the second version. In this, we have two type of implementation. Phase two implementation is going to have artificial intelligence. For example, if he already know you and you register, and we have your database of your fingerprint, of your eyelid, or all the ID that you show, artificial intelligence will be able to guess how old you're going to be 10 years from now.
From now.
And then they will be able to understand that Kessy just registered today, but 10 years from now, she may be different. That is where AI,
Comes
all
in.
I'm trying to prove is technology can solve our problem in Nigeria. That's what I'm trying to prove. If we can solve the problem, then politicians will not be taking us for a ride no more. How
Well,
could how can somebody steal a million, a billion, all the money that's sent to your state? Why? What do
and
you? What do you?
and funny enough, they get away with it. Now, we do hope that this is a very great move, and this is a very good initiative. But like I said earlier, we see how that plays. Our Nigerians are watching, and I'm praying that they will join hand as well, because it's actually, the duty of every well-meaning Nigerian to make sure that we take the country to a place where we all will be proud of, whether we are away or home. Because whether we like it or not, Nigeria is still our country. That is the only place where we eventually go back to. And
Yes,
then everybody, we're just trying to make it work. And thank you, Luther, for doing something amazing as this book. We do hope that the book will be accessible when it's ready to a lot of people who want to have it. And we do hope as well that you try your best to get it across to schools for political science, and a lot of people, to make sure that they know ways that we can reform and change our electoral system for once and for all, to make sure that Nigeria work for the good of all.
yes. When I'm done, I'm gonna travel to Nigeria. I'm gonna be on a Rise television, and I hope to God they ask me any question. I can ask me anything, because this is already done. It's already something I do. So I plan to go to Nigeria. I know I already talked to a guy named Rufai at Arise Television, and I need to talk to the other television station. I don't know his name, the Channel TV or something like that. I want to be asked question. I want Nigerian to prove me wrong, because I'm saying that this is it. If we want Nigeria to change, we have to go back to the basic. The basic is be able to elect our people correct.
By ourselves, choosing our leaders ourselves, not somebody imposing them
Yes,
on us. And
yes,
that would be a good thing to do.
yes.
And we can't wait to see you finish your book. Well done. Thank you so much for being on the show today. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. We're going to have you back on the show when that once the book is ready,
Okay.
and we're going to monitor the progress of that book. And well done, you're a good Nigerian. We know that you are far away. You could actually live your life in peace, but you still have the interests of Nigeria at heart, and that is what we are
Yes.
talking about. No matter where you are, where you're from, make sure that you have the interest. I think when everybody begin to have Nigerian hearts, the country will be in a better place in no time. Well, viewers have been on the show with a great author. He's a book author. He is Luther Ismaila, all the way from Washington, D.C. in United States. Thank you so much for being on the show, sir. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes, viewers, you know how we do it here. There are books and there are books. I will always say that. Yes, knowledge is power. You see, this is a Nigeria coming up with something of a kind I've not seen before. I've not heard before. I must be truthful. And would you hope that, at the end of it all, some of these our electoral acts will be, reformed, will be, changed, because we know that that is where the problem is. And We do hope as well that when the book is done, when it's ready, the Nigerian system, the government will kick into this, whether or not what they're experiencing right now is benefiting a few. I will always ask that question: is it, a champagne for a few or a clean water for all? Well, I'll leave that question for you to answer. When you're doing that, please take a book today and read and empower yourself. Your knowledge cannot be taken away from you. I'll leave you with that. And before we go, don't forget to hit on the notification bell. Follow us on our social media handle. Like us on Facebook, and of course, subscribe to YouTube page, and leave us with your comments. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you again on the show next time. But before then, don't forget our SRTV packages as well. We have travel, we book your ticket to anywhere in the world. We have rentals, we have video coverage, live coverage as well. And our magazine, you could be the face of our magazine for as low as 30K, just to showcase your brand and your ideas, everything about your career as well. We'll see you again on the show next time. I remain yours truly, Princess Kessy. Bye.
SRTV. Innovative content.
Are you a filmmaker in Abuja and its environ? Do you need a place for your music video, or you need a venue for your conference and even an editing suite for your post-production? Look no further. Our beautiful turret in Lokugoma has it all. We have a whole floor that consists of 3-angle lounge, a beautiful dining area, a large kitchen, a conference area that can comfortably accommodate 60 persons, and 5-bedroom adaptable for all kinds of shoots. The good news is all is available at affordable price. And you know what? If you are a member of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, you have 20% discount. So what are you waiting for? Hurry and contact us on the numbers on your screen now.
The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.